Good afternoon, everyone. Eric here from Nomadic Fanatic. Hope you guys are doing well. Here on the channel, people have asked me, what does lollipop in a tree mean out here? If I lollipop this juniper tree, well, you got to picture a lollipop. Stick on the end, round on the top. That is exactly what we're going to do to this tree right now. That is lollipopping a juniper tree. That's how I do it. You could fine tune it a little bit, take a little more off, or not as much, but it makes the whole tree just look more presentable. It also opens up the bottom part so pack rats can't get underneath there. I think it looks better. Thank you for joining me on the channel, everyone. I will be uploading this video with some Connecten internet. Check out the video description below for unlimited high-speed internet. I'll be uploading right here from Tater Acres later on. You might be asking yourself why I'm worried about making some of the junipers look pretty and not working on my driveway. Well, I have actually officially cut down the last of the trees that are in the way to finish my driveway. The driveway's not done, but I had to get a rock appointment because, well, first of all, it's been very dry. If you ask locals here, the White Mountains, December was the driest month in the history of this place. It only snowed one time, December 3rd, a dusting. And ever since then, they were able to open up 2 lifts up at Sunrise Ski Resort through Christmas. And then, because of no precipitation, no snow up here in the mountains, there are now no lifts open. And this has never happened since I think anyone can remember, as far as the ski lifts here having 0 lifts open in January. Very rare. But guess what, guys? Wednesday, 36% chance of snow, I believe. It is going to get down into the single digits a couple days coming up in January. But we need some precipitation, and we might see our first snow here at Tater Acres soon. But in the meantime, I had to get the rock coming because I do not want this to get muddy. This is going to be a mess if it gets muddy before rock. So rock's coming. That means we need to push it ahead right now. So again, all of the juniper trees have been cut, and 320 feet of driveway are, I'm not done. Actually, on the other side of the truck here, you can see what I'm working on. I brought out my speaker because I'm going to listen to some tunes while I finish up. Now, I've driven the whole length, and I've driven over some of these rocks that are still, really sticking up. It's really going to be bumpy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the rock in the center where the wheels aren't, and I'm going to focus my efforts on just clearing out the big rocks that are right here by where the tires are going to be. And then go like that. Like that. So basically I'm on my hands and knees going all the way down the length on both sides where the tires are going to be today to finish clearing all of the rock and make it as smooth a drive as possible so that when the rock comes in, it'll be a nice little road. But everything's been cleared all the way through to the center of my 5 acres here. This was the toughest place. I thought the driveway was going to go right through this big juniper, but the ground is so high right there after I got rid of the stump that I changed my mind, and I actually took down another juniper right here so that we can split the difference and go right through. I also uncovered 2 more pine trees right here. Yay! And then yesterday, I finished cutting the edge here so that you can turn in to where my shed is going to be delivered and my bus will be parked, hopefully sometime here in January. But yeah, this is all ready for rock. We need rock. We need rock really, really soon because once this gets wet, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. So let me work on this, listen to some tunes, pick up some rock. I brought a rake too. So I don't know if I'll be able to use a rake, shovel, Got my pickaxe. Oh, my pickaxe is hopefully for, I need to take a break at some point and go, not into town, need to go to Concho to pick up something. I love having a truck, guys. Anytime something pops up for sale, and it's a really good deal, I'm actually waiting for her to be available so that I can go buy this thing that I'm gonna go buy today. Something I need for the property. But in the meantime, yeah, I'll keep clearing rocks and get the driveway prepared. I think the rake idea may work a little better. I can feel it in my lower back a little more, especially when you grab onto a big rock and you're trying to yank that rock out of the ground with the rake. But as opposed to, you know, being on my hands and knees pulling, and then every time you pull a big one, I feel a pain in my back too. There's no way around it, guys. There's just, I mean, I could rent a big, like a big bulldozer, a big earth mover, a backhoe, excavator or something. I'm just trying to keep my costs down right now, and it's winter, it's sunshine, blue skies, there's a few clouds in the sky, but I mean, it doesn't get any better than this in January at 7,000 feet, guys. I mean, I'm taking it easy, believe me. I'm rocking out. I just paused the music, but I'm listening to some classic rock music and really enjoying my time out here. But I definitely think that pulling it and keeping the middle part, oh, hang on, gotta answer that. I gotta answer that one. Okay, in this situation, it would be awesome if I had a shed to put stuff in, to leave here, but I'm gonna have to load everything up in the truck. We need to go to Concho up by the Jiffy store real quick to pick up something. Let's do it. She's a beaut, Clark. You can't live off-grid and not have a burn barrel, y'all. Remember when I was at Taterland, I was excited. I picked up 2 of these for 25 bucks a piece. I just got this one for 10 bucks, guys. A 55-gallon metal steel drum. 10 bucks. No lid, no ring. It don't matter because we don't need that anyway. We're gonna be throwing cardboard as starter. I'm gonna try to basically save on my trash bill, burn anything I can out here. And then also, a lot of the junipers that I've been cutting are already dead, some of the branches. So tonight, guys, we're gonna have our first fire at Tater Acres tonight in a burn barrel. But there's some things you have to do to these to prepare them before you go. It needs airflow. So, I'm gonna take a little break from driveway clearing, and the best way to do this that I know is with a pickaxe, the really sharp end, and just pop some holes in the bottom. And then we're gonna raise it up. I've also picked up 3 of these 97-cent blocks to sit it on so that airflow can come underneath where we pop the holes. And we're also gonna put some in the side too to get some crosswind that way. So we'll do this first and then I'll get back to the driveway, finish my driveway. Now for this, it's hard to tell at first how much pressure, how much swing I have to put into it. I'd like to get like 1/2-inch holes put in the top, in the bottom. But I don't know. This is a new pickaxe with a sharp blade, so bear with me. I'm going to try a couple times and we'll just kind of see. Well, by golly, I'd call that a nice half-inch hole. Now to do about 9 or 10 more of those, and that's perfect. That is exactly what I wanted. Okay. Flip the barrel on its side, but because it's cylinder shaped, I don't want to hit it not straight and then have it jerk one way or the other. So I'm going to take it over here to these rocks where the rocks can kind of keep it from spinning. Yeah, so what I did is I kind of put it with some rocks on both sides, and then actually on the other side I added more rocks as support to keep it from moving while I try to tack some holes. We'll do some in the bottom, and then we'll do a couple in the middle. Not worried about the top here where it's already open. But yeah, pop some holes in this guy. That's gonna work. Firing tonight. All right, back to driveway. Okay, I'm gonna call the driveway quits for today. The sun is about 30 minutes away from setting over there, and if I want to have a fire tonight, I better go feed the kitties in the bus and grab all my cardboard and stuff. I also want to grab my Ryobi electric loppers because I separated some of the limbs that I cut that are dead. I mean, these are dry, dead, ready to go, light as heck, and those will burn tonight. So yeah, I estimate that I got probably 275 feet done of the 320 that I need to do. So I'm still on schedule. I'll be out here first thing tomorrow to finish it. But my driveway is awesome. It's a hand-picked driveway. This is how far I got because I'm still digging out where the juniper roots were at. Off to our left side right here. You can see my shovel. So I'm basically cutting into this and pulling the bank back so that we're not climbing up and going to tilt like this when we drive. I want it to be flat, so I'm pulling the dirt this way to make it flat. And then really, I mean, look, there's not even that much rock here. This is the last curve. I'll get this done tomorrow. And then we'll just kind of swoosh the driveway right into here. And if there's any of leftover rock, I'll just have him empty it out here on the left side because the shed's going to go right there. So we're actually doing really good. Man, the sun in January feels amazing. A little update. I was just talking about Sunrise Ski Resort. They did open those other 2 lifts back open. The kiddie lift and the one that goes to the top mountain. So 2 of the 8 are back open here in January. And I suspect that after this Wednesday and Thursday snowstorm, they're probably going to be open up a few more lifts. I have not been skiing in probably a decade. The last time was with Dad, Snoqualmie Pass up in Washington State. It was more than a decade ago, actually. It was a while ago. It's like riding a bike. It comes right back. I just got to get me some used skis, some goggles, and maybe we'll hit the slopes this season. Do some downhill skiing. That'd be fun. Yeah, let me go take care of the kitties. They're doing great. I'll show you. Hey, Opie, how you doing? Oh, what a good boy. I missed you too, buddy. Daddy's been working, but think of it this way. The quicker Daddy finishes at the driveway, the quicker I can move the bus over and I can come see you on all my little 15-minute breaks. Right, Chunks? You excited? And then I can start working on the outdoor catio so you can watch Daddy work. Yeah, you guys about ready for dinner? I can whip up some really good dinner for the babies. Hey, Gizmo. Oh, you're still eating morning kibbles? I'm surprised you didn't eat all your breakfast. I'm surprised. Where's our Tara? She sleeping? Actually, I'll bet I know where Tara is. You like being by the window, huh, Tara? Yeah, there's no sun over there, though, so there's no worms. Are you ready for dinner? Yeah? All right, girl. Let's whip up some good dinner. Okay. All right, Chunks. There's your dinner, buddy. Gizmo, here's yours. Opie, that one's not yours. That's Gizmo's. Opie, yours is right here. Opie. There you go, buddy. Daddy, it's ladies first. Sorry, I forgot Tara. No, she's always last. Because they'll just steal her food anyway. If I put her food down first, they'll just take hers. So Tara's last for that reason. All right, guys, I'm going to go have a fire at Tater Acres. Okay, let me grab my loppers. I have not even started up Black Betty in forever, guys. It's been weeks now. I do have her covered. This cover does not actually fit correctly, but it covers the important stuff, right? It does cover the air filter right there. It's sad, though. A lot of people have to just quit riding in the winter up here, and I'm one of those. I'm not going to be cold. I mean, I got the truck. I'll wait till March. So, but yeah, I told Kevin, it might just be another week, and I'll be moving off Kevin's Vagabond Beyond up here. Oh, for crying out loud, Eric. We are never going to find Ryobi loppers. Do you guys see them? It'd be like neon green. Oh, there's neon green. That's... No. That's my air horns. Oh! Right there. See that little piece of green? Those are my loppers. I found them. Oh, yeah. Got these guys when I was up in Mississippi. Because I don't know if you noticed, but on my driveway, there's a few roots that stick out. And you really don't want to put a chainsaw down there, because as soon as the chain hits the dirt, you gotta sharpen the whole chain again. So this way I can get this really close to the dirt up there and cut some of the roots that are still in the way. But we're gonna chop up some branches for our fire tonight. Let me make dinner real quick. By then, I believe that sun right there will have set and we can go fire it tonight. First fire at Tater Acres, yeah! All right, we're ready now. Popped a battery in there. It says you get 70 cuts per battery. Oh yeah. Sun is still not set. See, it's still kind of on those trees over there. It still has not dropped below the horizon. I do have my heated hoodie on. You can see it's red. So underneath, I'm very, very toasty under here once we get that fire going. But here, let me show you. So see this one right here that's sticking up out of the ground? You obviously don't want to try to get a chainsaw around it. But if I just go like this, same right there. There we go. And then with this stuff, I mean, look how dry this is. It's absolutely dead. So it's going to be pushing it right there. Can't get it. Can't do anything thicker than that. See, this won't fit, but up here, right? Maybe right there, yeah. Okay, so we'll put this one aside. We're gonna have a good fire tonight. There goes the sun. There we go. I've never been here past sunset here on my lot, my 5-acre lot here. But tell you what, it's easy to just stand here, and just, you know, like, compared to like city life, I grew up in the city. I did. I've also been to a lot of noisy campgrounds. with screaming kids, fighting adults, barking dogs, nonstop. Everybody wants to play their music and share it with the entire city. And it's just... You guys see why I like it out here? And much more so than Tater Land, we are not 2 blocks away from a major highway. We are miles away from a paved road. And I prefer it that way, guys. I really do. I'll just stand here and smile. So like even when I was working today with the rake and the shovel and pulling rocks, oftentimes I would just stand here and go, smell the air. And I mean, people tried to warn me, winters here are brutal. We haven't seen blizzard-like conditions yet. It's sunshine and beautiful every day so far, so we know that's ending Wednesday. I think it's time to start that fire. Oh, your girlfriend didn't buy you a flamethrower torch for your birthday? Thank you, Diana. I love you. I'm not actually going to overdo it here because I don't have a source of water. It's not very windy right now, at least. That's good. And in the future, I'm also going to get one of those grates that you put on top of it that keep the embers from coming up. But probably better to have a constant source of fresh water. Power off. Oh, my speaker turned off because I wasn't playing music. I am going to play music out here, though, just so you know. But yeah, so I assume that cardboard, anything that can be burned that doesn't need to go to the trash is going to go into this burn barrel. And then maybe this could be my campfire, too. Like I said, I can burn some of the dead limbs and stuff here. So actually, yeah, that is definitely catching down there. See that air? There's no fire lower than this right now. It's all right here, but with that airflow underneath on the bottom under here and all these holes and stuff, it likes it. Let's see how that does. I think that's gonna do pretty good. The first fire at Tater Acres, guys. Yeah. Whew. I feel like a New York City bum. The wind also continues to blow from the east. Whether it's a little bit of wind or a lot of bit of wind. And that is something that I have factored into the placement of my portable building because my shed does have a front deck area. I don't want the wind in my face. So luckily, since the wind comes from the east, the sun also sets in the east. So having the deck on the opposite side is where the sun sets and where the wind comes from. The wind won't touch me at night, and the sun won't be in my eyes at night. See? See? Yeah. Well, guys, thanks for joining me. Like I said, I still got a little bit of work to do on the driveway to finish the last 50 feet or so, but that's going to be real easy tomorrow. I'll get that done, and we're going to have to wait and see if the whole show low, no show thing is still a thing. My rock is coming from Concho this time, though. So, and I am the first on the schedule. Not tomorrow, but the next day. That'll probably be my next video. And then, again, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I have some big news, and that is coming up on Tuesday, January 13th, the premiere of my YouTube podcast, Tater Talks. The first episode is debuting Tuesday, January 13th. Mark your calendars. Don't miss it. Right here on this channel, Nomadic Fanatic. And then every Tuesday moving forward for the rest of, and however long I want it to go. We shall see. I am very excited to get this up and going. It will not interfere with normal vloggy stuff going on here on the channel, but it's going to be, it's something I've wanted to do for a long time. And it is also phase one of the transition of this channel into the other things that we talked about for the year 2026. So the podcast, Tater Talks, is first. And then after that, there will be something different to unveil. Maybe not until February. We'll see. But right now, I'm going to enjoy this fire. Looks like it needs more wood. Yep, needs more. Oh, no, it needs more cardboard. Cardboard and then wood. Wood on top of the cardboard. How about that? Get in there. Get in there. It's a rager. All right, guys. See you in a few days. Bye-bye.